Hi Jenny, and welcome back for day 6 of March Madness, and welcome to all of you. Thanks for showing up. Yesterday we worked on the 100 and opened the back, finding that neutral pelvis, and today we're going to try to incorporate that into the roll-up. Now the roll-up, some people struggle with the roll-up, and I completely understand that. So we're going to try different situations that might help everybody get into a roll-up. I know Jenny can do a roll-up, so we're going to have to pretend like Jenny can't do a roll-up. Okay. And maybe later in the month I'll find someone who can't do a roll-up and we'll work on getting them to do a roll-up, or maybe that'll be another tutorial video completely separate. Might be a good idea. But we're going to get our prop again. Sorry, I put it over here. And this is just to help her find her low back when she's down there. We're going to start standing again. Yeah, sure. You can stand that way. You're going to just stand into your full footprint. We're going to make it a little quicker this time. So you're just going to stand and breathe. So we're trying to do our Pilates breath right in through the nose, expanding the ribs to the sides and the back, and then full exhale. All that breath out. One more big breath. Just bringing you to your mat and centering you, leaving everything else outside. You're going to stand into your full footprint and lift all 10 of your toes up off the mat. Spread them out and try to put them down little toe to big toe. Lift them up, spread them out, try to put them down big toe to little toe. Keep them down, just lift the big toe 3 times. This is something Jenny's going to work on in her own time.
I am.
And then keep the big toe down and try to lift all the other toes up. Okay, it's getting better. Good, and then when you're done with your third one, take one big breath, feel your full footprint, all the toes, and then come down onto the mat, however works best for you. Jenny's being fancy. Remember, you can get down however you want. I'm working on controlling that last little bit too. I did this squat to sit one. Not very good at that one. Go ahead and take this behind your low back again. She's going to put this behind her low back again, and this will help with her roll up too. But the first thing we're going to do is just warm up. She's going to find her neutral pelvis. Maybe let's rock our pelvis just 3 times into a little arch and then into a little tuck. So we talked yesterday about trying to find that neutral pelvis and then the length in the low back. I think I've talked to that in every video, but it's really important because it's something that took me years to understand. I thought getting my back down was the only way to get my back down was by tucking my pelvis, which overworks my hip flexors, which led to a back injury. So finding a much stronger abdominal rather than my deep core muscles, my more superficial core muscles, which are those outside abdominals, that 6-pack, and the sides of the 6-pack. Okay, and then try to find your neutral and bring your arms down and bring your legs one at a time into that tabletop position. Yesterday we did one leg at a time. If that works better for you, you can go right back to that. Drop your feet a little bit so they're in that 90 degrees. Thank you. And then tap one foot to the ground. As that one comes up, the other one goes down. So we're going to advance this. She's going to switch in space. You do whichever one works best for you. If you want to advance it even more, you can flex your feet and tap your heel. It adds about 3 inches, which challenges your pelvic stability just that much more. But she's got it. She's good. And I'm sure y'all can get there too. Or maybe you're already there. Nicely done. One more to the other side, I think. Yeah. And then you'll bring both feet up. Good. Spread your feet a little bit so they're hip distance apart. Arms pressed down. We're going to work on that pelvic curl, that bottom lift into a bridge. So she's going to tuck her tail and peel herself away from the mat. Reach her knees over her feet, lengthen, press into the triceps. That's it. Thank you for looking towards the ceiling. And then rolling down. Something you may have noticed, she had her tried to tuck her chin a little bit and she found a more neutral position for her head. something that's a challenge for most of us. As we go up, if we're short anywhere, as we go through that short space, our head tries to compensate. So if you find that happening, it's very normal. Just try to mitigate it a little bit by finding a more neutral head position. Ooh, I'm picking out my big words, mitigate. Last one, she's gonna hold at the top. Now, you could continue with the pelvic curls, or you could go on to what we're gonna do, which is we're gonna challenge her stability here. The smile on her face is great by lifting one leg into that tabletop position. 3 times, just tap the toes. 3, breathe, 2, 1, bring it down. Good, other side, bring it up, press with the arms, great with the head, breathing more though. And last one, bring it down and roll it all the way down. Challenging, but good.
Yeah.
It's a good kind of challenge. So we're gonna work on the roll up. I just wanted to get a little warmed up before we got there. So she's gonna grab behind her legs and use her legs to come up to sitting. I'm gonna come down on the phone. It's cold down here. You're gonna put your hands behind your thighs, ground your feet into the mat, use your arms, find a C curve. Don't change anything else. Find the C curve from here, yeah. Ooh. So this is the challenge here. This is where Ginny is tight in her low back. So to find her C curve, go ahead and sit up and show them what you'd wanna do.
I wanna do that.
Right, so she's found most of her C curve in the upper back and skipped her low back. In order for that not to happen, we're gonna have her just bring her head forward slightly, keep the chest where it is and move back from the waist. There she goes, now she's found a round back. Now you can take that shape backwards and let your arms straighten more. Yeah, so this is a half roll back. She's gonna take that whole shape back up. Good, same thing, sit tall for a moment. And then find your shape. Yes. So really having to engage those lower abdominals and pull back to stretch out the muscles and the fascia of that low back. She's doing a great job keeping her feet grounded. That's also a challenge. Call this the last one. Nice, good correction. She found it. And now let go of the legs and keep going all the way back. Yeah. Keep the legs where they are. You're gonna lift the arms, lift the head, and then start to come forward. Grab the legs if you need to. Yeah. So because I'm asking her, she's actually really good at the roll up with a straight leg, but because I'm asking her to find her low back stretch and not use her hip flexors, she's finding this challenging, which is awesome because it should be a little challenging. So find the low back stretch and the length first. Yes, beautiful. And now take that shape backwards. When your arms go straight, let go of your legs. And then bring it down. Take the arms overhead, give yourself a little stretch there. Arms come back up. You're gonna hold your arms there, lift your head up between your arms. We're gonna change it up a little, make it a little harder. So she's gonna keep her arms right where they are and lift her head up between her biceps. Yep. Keep coming up, keep coming up, keep coming up. Now go forward with the arms. Okay, so now we found her sticking point, right? This is because I'm asking her to use her abs and lengthen her back even more and not use her hip flexors, which is where she's strongest. So if she wanted to just get up, she could, but we're gonna try to break it down for everybody at home too. So arms stay here, lift your head between your arms. Yes. Now keep coming up, then start reaching forward with the arms. You can grab behind the legs. Yeah, that's it. And then sit tall.
Wow, yep.
Yeah, it's awesome though. I mean, it really does like change how you do. Yes.
Way more abs, yes.
So yeah, if she could do a straight leg roll up just fine, but it would be a lot of hip flexor. So we'll show that to you in a moment, but maybe we have already changed it, so I don't know. So we're gonna keep going with this for 3 more rounds, okay? So we're finding that C curve, you're finding your deep abdominals and that stretch. You're going back, 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 then you're letting go of your arms. There's a little part where she goes a little fast, which I think is because it's the switch and the hip flexors don't, the hip flexors wanna take over. Head comes up between the arms, finding those upper abdominals. Good, and then start to reach forward. You can use that. Find that mid back. Yes, there you go. Breathe, exhale. Thank you. And sit tall. Nicely done though. I like the work you're doing.
Yeah, it's really hard right now.
Good. 2 more. She's gonna tuck, 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 keep rounding, try to find that towel that you put behind you. So putting that towel there gives her a little bit of feedback.
Oh, that's better.
Yeah, so finding the towel for her was a key, right? Because she can, if she remembers that towel's there, she has something to search for with her back. Head comes up, find the towel, find the towel, find the towel. Yes, that shape is so much better. Use your arms when you need to, it's okay. And then sit tall. Straighten your legs out. Bring them all the way together for me. And now we're gonna do it straight leg. If it doesn't work straight leg, we'll go back to the arms behind the legs. You can bend your knees more. There's so many different things you can do here. You can put your feet under the edge of your couch and use it until you get strong enough. All of them are options. But Jenny's gonna just give me a beautiful roll down.
Okay.
Just gonna find that towel, find the towel, find the towel. That's her little spot right there.
Yeah.
And that's the one we're trying to work through on the way up too. So here, go ahead and lift your head between your arms. Yes, and now start to reach forward with the arms. I'm gonna give her just a little bit of help there, like a couch. Yeah, there she goes. Now reach forward over the legs, stretch everything out. But don't let the pelvis go forward. So keep the pelvis here and then reach forward more with the arms. Yes, find the stretch from the back. And now we're gonna do that one more time. Working on our roll-ups. Tuck, 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 tuck. Yes, yes, yes. Good control. It's hard.
So hard.
It's hard. Head comes up between the arms. And we come up, up. You didn't need me. And then keep the pelvis where it is and really stretch forward over the legs. And then let everything stretch however you want to, if you want to grab the feet. Yeah. And then stretch however you want for a moment. You don't have to be so stylized. And sit up tall. Take your feet a little bit wider than your mat. And we're going to work on spine stretch forward since we're here. I have found for me, because I have this tight low back, this is the best pre-spine stretch forward exercise I've found. Place your hands down, all the way down.
Oh.
Yep.
Okay.
Find a tuck of the tail around or the back and lift your legs. Push into your hands, lift your legs. One more time. So what we're doing here is she's pushing with her hands. She's rounding into your low back. So really round, everybody at home, round into your low backs. Push with your hands, flex your feet, and try to lift your legs up off the ground. It is very challenging. Good, now sit up tall.
Okay.
Now you found that deep abdominal and that stretch into the low back and that connection. If your hamstrings are too tight for you to sit with your legs straight, you can sit on a box, a book, something that lifts you up, or if you're on a raised mat, you can have your feet off the edge. So it takes out, if you don't have any of those, you can just bend your knees a little bit and soften your knees as much as you need to be able to sit up tall. You can straighten your legs, Jenny. Take your arms out wide in front, along in front of you. And from here, find that pelvis just where it was. So she's gonna keep her pelvis here, thinking like she did that deep abdominal connection. So she's stretching forward, bring her hands closer to the mat, and slide those fingers away, but keep this, yes. So this is the challenge for people with tighter low backs, is to pull those abs in, round that back away from, there you go. So that's the spine stretch, right? And then restack the spine, arms come up. Did you feel stretch?
Oh, yes, yes.
Good. Do it again. So she's peeling herself away from an imaginary wall behind her, and she's keeping her pelvis and her low back reaching back towards the wall. As she reaches forward with her arms, you can go forward more with your head. Yeah, there you go. Nice. And then you're going to sit up tall. Just one more. Good. Rounding, yes, stretching, sliding those fingers away, creating length. Keep pulling back with the abs and the pelvis as you reach forward with the arms. Look how much further she got. I bet y'all got further at home too. And then come all the way up. Now let's go back to our rolling like a ball that we were working on yesterday. So we bend our knees, and then we move our hips towards our feet. Yeah. So we get really nice and closed in there. I'll go ahead and take her prop away. And then she's going to go ahead and just roll it out. Nice job. So we're using our breath. We're thinking hips up and then shoulders up. We think hips up as we go back and shoulders. We're not rolling all the way onto our head. Our heads may touch gently, but the goal is not to bring a lot of weight onto the head. Good. Again, you can be holding behind your legs, which Jenny's going to do now because it's harder for her actually. But maybe not now that we did spine stretch forward. Think you're lifting your legs up to the ceiling. Yes. Nice. We think hips up, shoulders up. Still breathing. 2 more. Nice balance. Taking that moment of pause and pause. Nicely done. You can put your feet on the floor and come all the way up to standing. Bring your feet underneath you. Find your full footprint. Take an inhale, arms up overhead. Exhale, round down over your legs. Soften your knees as you need to. Let your head go, let your shoulders go, wiggle it out a little bit. Thank your body for doing all its good work. Take a big inhale at the bottom. Exhale, push into your full footprint as you round yourself back up to standing. Take an inhale, arms up overhead, grow tall, make yourself really tall, ground into your feet as you reach for the sky, and then lower your arms, keep all that height you just created. And Jenny, thank you again for joining us again. And I hope you'll be back tomorrow. We'll do another day of March Madness. We'll see you then. Can't wait to see you on the mat again.